What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're here for the German Grand Prix, episode number 11 of the F1 2006 Career Mode series for Season 5. If you haven't seen the inaugural return episode, I recommend you go check that one out. That was the French Grand Prix. A pretty good episode. Just what was that word? Familiarizing myself with the game once again. Let's have a look at the drivers' standings. We currently lead by 7 points over Fernando Alonso. Schumacher, I'd say, is now starting to drop out of that championship fight. So it could be a two-horse race now for the not the constructors, the drivers' title. Already mincing my words. Just a minute into this video. Constructors-wise, three-way fight between Renault, Ferrari, and McLaren. Let's see if we can get it. Both titles. How amazing would that be? It's time for the German Grand Prix. Let's go.
Welcome to the home of the German Grand Prix Hockenheim. Qualifying is about to start, and after the first 15-minute session, the slowest 6 cars will take their place at the back of the grid in tomorrow's race.
Hopefully it's not me.
First out onto the track today is Christian Albers.
Oh, yeah, I remember this gravel trap. I remember you awfully too well now. This is just awkwardly placed myself on the road. Thank you. Sorry. I'm really sorry. Who gave me my super license? Across the line, 15.7, that's not bad. Just about squeezed through. My teammate was in P5 on a 15.5, I believe, so nice to see that he actually has some pace.
There were 22, there are now 16. After this session finishes, we'll be down to just 10 for the shootout round. Let's reset the clocks and see who makes the cut.
I think you can tell straight away this is not going to be a straightforward weekend, just based on Q1 alone. We've had to struggle through that session a whole lot more. We didn't top the session by 2 seconds, which was quite ridiculous in France. We've got the added difficulties of a circuit that can spin me out at any time riding over the curbs. Plus the natural pace isn't quite as strong as what it was in France. So we're going to have to work at this one a whole lot more. We're going to need to be like in the 14s, I think, to be challenging the front guys for pole today. Let's see what this first lap is. This feels like it's pretty clean, but in saying that, I could still probably go faster. 14, 15, 5. Matches what Montoya did last session. Just got a bit desperate there. I'm trying to find this extra time. We might actually need to do some homework on this one. Find out where we're losing time. So we've got a 16.9 in the first sector. Play a 16.5 from Montoya. So that's not great. We seem to be pretty beast in the middle sector. And then third, we seem to be about on par. Let's see what the best of the best are doing in this field. You can see the sectors of everyone. So we're losing a good half a second to the best guys, first sector. Yeah, we are. We're actually up there with the best in Sector 2, so it's not a case of lacking downforce or anything. Sector 3, like I said, still normal there. I made a mistake on the middle sector of my last lap there, so I don't have a true indication of what I could do potentially in Sector 3. Maybe there's more time to find there, but yeah, it's a tough one. I'm not too sure what to do with the setup. Maybe I just need to attack more and just have more experience. I need to work it out now in Session 2. If I try and work out where we're losing time in Session 3, it's not going to work because there's varying fuel loads and whatnot. So we need to get on the pace now. I'm going to spend a lot of time tuning this car and just tuning myself more than anything to this circuit. We at least need to be beating our teammate. Alright, that's better. We had a shocking first sector on that last lap, and then I strung together the final 2 sectors very nicely, so I need to put the full lap together here and we might be bang on the pace. This feels pretty good so far. We are level with our best middle sector so far. That's a little bit shallow into that fast right-hander. But if we string this together, we could do a low 15, I think. Not a great apex there. I'll digress. Let's stay on board for the rest of this lap. Try and flow it nicely through the final sequence of corners. It's so hard to do so when the car is just so naturally understeery on this game. Across the line, is it a better time? You bet it is. 15.4. That was a bit of a overreaction on my part. We only improved by 1/10. So again, 16.9 first sector, that matches what we did last time. We've gone even faster in the middle, so 33 flat, no one can match us there. But 25.5 third sector. We found a 10th there, I believe, or maybe half a 10th. But according to the best car, which is Massa, we're 3/10ths off there in that sector. So we're close in all sectors. But I really need to stretch myself to get within their level. This is going to be a real fight this weekend. I want to change the setup of the car slightly, but the setups are pretty good, so I think it's just all down to me.
We'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
That is mad though. Only half a second off the pace and I'm P7.
As we enter the final stage of qualifying, the shootout stage, the slate is wiped clean, and the 10 remaining drivers each have an equal opportunity to try and get that all-important pole position.
So it's time for Q3 then. I don't think we're going to do too well in this session, to be honest. We tend to put more fuel on than other cars, so it might be a back end of the top 10 start for the race, but we might have better race pace than what we'll show in this session here. This is the kind of weekend where it can all fall away, being in the traffic. And there's not too much I can do about it. The more I think about it, the more I think we should probably put some more downforce on. I feel like we're slightly like aero limited into some of these corners. Turn 1 particularly, then 1 or 2 like this final sequence here, I just feel like we're just getting bucket loads of understeer. But to be fair, when you look at the sector times, it looks like we lose the time on the straights, which is so puzzling. Again, watch this. We actually cut the corner a little bit there, and that was the best apex we've taken, but still, feel like there's just a little bit more to give now with the setup. The more I drive this, the more I realize that I am driving really well, and there's not too much I can do. Why am I upshifting really early? Alright, we're P9 at the moment. We can definitely go faster. But yeah, like I said, we're going to change the setup. We're going to put some more downforce on. Running 30%, which is not much in the grand scheme of things. Let's go to 40% and then 48 on the rear. Should make a difference, hopefully. Yeah, that feels much nicer already. 2.5 tenths up. I knew we made the right choice. Great. Oh boy, look at how slow that first sector is. That is not good. That is not good at all. Like 8/10 slower than everyone through there. That's ridiculous. At best in the middle sector, so we're even stronger there and stronger in the third sector now than what we were. I'm not too sure. It's hard to tell with heavier fuel. We're definitely closer. But still. That first sector is real bad. Maybe 6th gear is a little too tall. Yeah, I've discovered something. 6th gear is too tall. And 7th gear could probably be shorter as well. We're not going to have time to fix that in this qualifying session, but I will fix that before we go to the race. Last 2 laps now, quali. Let's make them count. Yeah, braking too early. That's that lap out the window. Well, I've got you here. Like, listen to this. We're in 5th gear. I'll shift up. You hear that? It just kind of like dies in the revs a little bit. Maybe these setups that I've been getting maybe aren't quite as good as what I think they are for some circuits. But we're getting there, guys. We've spent a lot of time in qualifying right now, and I know that. We've just been trying to get the most out of qualifying. We're just lacking that pace. I don't want to rush myself into the race without feeling like we're properly ready to take on the front runners, and to be honest, I still don't think we're quite there. These changes to the gears will certainly help a little bit, but we're gonna have to push it like 9/10ths every single lap to stay with these guys. Right, I'm gonna let this Ferrari go. Go! Oh wow, you are something else. Thank you. I hope I have enough time to start this last lap now, and even if I do, I've got a wall of Ferraris lining me up to overtake me. Last lap. Yes, we did start that one. Thank goodness for that. That's not a corner cut somehow. Oh, it is. It is a corner cut. That's our session over. It's P6 for the German Grand Prix. Changes need to be made to this car in order for us to be competitive. So, for the race, we're not going to have as much fuel in the car. It's not going to be 30 laps or whatever it was we just did. So we're going to go back down to 30 and then 38%. Even though we were struggling a little bit for downforce. So we're just losing too much time in that first sector. And in terms of a race car, we need to be fast in a straight line so we're not overtaken by everyone. So we need to sort that out, which we've just done. We're going to adjust the gear ratios, which look pretty short as they are. Let's go even shorter. Why not? In terms of everything else, that's all pretty normal. What you'd expect. Stiff suspension, negative camber, stiff on the front, and then looser on the rear in terms of all the anti-roll bars and just in general steering components. Tire pressures, I believe, are fine. So that's it. That's all we can do in terms of setup. So we're gonna have a tough old slog in the race. We are gonna be faster in a straight line now. Got our teammate right in front of us, alongside us on the third row of the grid. It's going to be tough, this German Grand Prix, but if we can somehow get somewhere close to the podium and minimize the loss, I'll be really happy with that.
You join us for what is bound to be an action-packed German Grand Prix, coming to you from the world-famous Hockenheim circuit.
We have a clear grid and the drivers are ready for the off. So the cars begin the parade lap.
Oh my goodness. You actually have no idea how nervous I am for this race. This could go either way.
Here we go. Just remember, you don't have 100% grip yet as the tyres aren't fully warmed up. The tyre blankets can only do so much.
I'm hoping that everyone ran with, I don't know, lighter fuel in Q3 and made themselves look faster than what they were. I can only hope.
Final systems checks show that all systems are functioning within the tolerances. Have a great race.
Thanks, boss. Let's do this. We need the points.
It seems like an age for the drivers waiting for the lights to signal the start of the race. We are racing!
Good start. Let's see if we can get the Ferrari into turn one.
Great start. Button gets a poor start. There's nothing to
Car feels pretty lethargic. Very close proximity to Massa.
It's Montero! Well, that incident was bad enough to warrant his retirement today. It was Alders who got caught up in that.
Oh man, the understeer. Maybe I should have stuck with maybe I should have stuck with more downforce. Still bogging down in 6th gear somewhat. We're getting the slipstream though off of Massa. This is going to be dangerous. Oh my goodness! Save of the race. Absolute save of the race. Having to swerve into Massa to avoid Alonso, and that is a double overtake. We are now on the podium. One sector into this Grand Prix. In previous seasons, we would have wiped out there, and that would have been it. Next up are the championship rivals. Oh, I think I've made the gears even taller somehow. How have I possibly gone the wrong way with the gear ratios? That's actually so bad. We're bogging down like crazy. I just worry now that if anyone's in that slipstream, we're just going to be a sitting duck.
The yellow flags are out. There's some sort of hazard in sector 3, so take it easy. No overtaking.
It's weird. I feel so slow for like 90% of that straight, and then we get into top gear, and all of a sudden I feel massively quick and then overshoot the hairpin. Every single time. This car feels inherently broken with its setup. I'm doing my absolute best to drive around the issues that I'm having at the moment. Just all the changes I made to the gear ratios were in the wrong direction, I think. So when I shift down to the lower gears through that third sector, it feels like the gears are maybe too tall or something. But despite the issues though, we're holding pace like very nicely. I thought Fisichella and Massa would have came back at me by now. And in some moments we reel in Alonso, but then we make a mistake and he gets away again. So if I can just concentrate on the job at hand, we might be able to drag something better out of this. Schumacher's in. Alonso's in too, I didn't see that. Alonso and Schumacher are just coming out behind some traffic, so that could work out for me, as well as doing the overcut. This is not over. No, 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 no.
Running in third.
Barely touched that curve. Barely. See what I mean, man? This game, brutal. Get off me. I want to go in the pits. I want to go in the pits. Man. You think you have it all under control, and then the smallest of little... I'm willing to call that a glitch. Car should not react like that. Anyway. Bad pit stop. Already. Oh, man. A good in-lap there, and we are mixing it for the lead of the race. We are mixing it with the race leaders to win this Grand Prix. Let's get these spots back. Slipstream on Massa. That shift up into 6th gear is still disgusts me how slow the acceleration is. Let's go to the inside. Let's not clatter into the side of the Toro Rosso. Well done.
Your consistent driving is moving up the field well.
6th place would not be the end of the world. Okay, that's actually not bad. Here goes my teammate. Hello. How you doing? Team orders. Team orders. How could they possibly think that's okay? As soon as you touch a curve, you spin out. Like, surely the developers would have seen that when they were making their game. They see it and go, oh yeah, that's alright. Should be right. No one will notice that. No one ever drives over curbs on racing games. It'll be fine. Leave it in the game. Ship it out, Johnny.
This is the final lap for race leader Michael Schumacher.
What a day. We could have been right up there in the fight, fighting for the race victory. We could have crashed out on that first lap with Alonso. So many different things could have transpired today. If you would have asked me if I would have taken 4th place before this race started, I certainly would have said yes, so I can't be too unhappy with the result.
Michael Schumacher powers across the line to take top spot on the podium. Alonso should hang on to finish 2nd.
Somehow we have the pace to keep our teammate behind as well. 4th place. With that, we live to fight another day.
It's been a captivating weekend here at Hockenheim. Plenty of action, plenty of surprises. It's been typical of the type of racing we get here.
4th place. Yeah, like I said, we could have been in the battle for the win there if we strung together that last lap before making our pit stop. It could have made all the difference, and we could have been right up there to challenge Alonso there. But it wasn't to be. Let's take a look at the driver's standings now. It is 83 points for us, so Alonso is closed to within 4 points now. And once again, I can't afford to rest on my laurels. Schumacher is 11 points behind now, so I was kind of ruling him out for the fight for the championship win now. He's slowly creeping himself back in the game now, so I'm almost tempted to say that we can't rule him out now, with only a few races to go. Constructors standings, I completely skipped over the first page. Guess what you think the constructors are. I think it's going to be a pretty decent result for us, to be honest. We had our teammate backing us up in P5. Let's have a good look now. Yeah, 125, 10 points behind Renault. Still all to play for in the final 6 races. So next up is the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more F1 2018 content. Like I said in the last episode, I'm going to hopefully have this series coming out fairly regularly, and you guys will be able to get into the flow of this series before we round out. Once again, the team are happy. We're meeting their expectations. We dodged a massive bullet today. Not only with the potential DNF on the first lap, but then the auto spin curve. That could have been so much more. We could have lost so much more time. We could have got collected on the way through when we were stopped on the circuit. So many things could have happened over the course of that Grand Prix. I was just very glad in the end to recover to P4 and live to take the championship another race in the season. So guys, that's it for today. Until the next one, the Hungarian Grand Prix, Magyar Nagydíj, as a bit of a throwback to the Sprint Mode Championship. Until then, I'll see you next time.